Hello and welcome to Community Care's Mental Health Response Training. I'm Paul Horn, the course instructor, and this brief video is designed to teach you how to navigate through the online course, watching the videos, doing the journal entries, answering the quizzes, and a few other items. This is only for people who've already registered for the course and initialized their online course. If you haven't already done that, in other words, if you haven't created your username and password, then you're going to need to do that first. And you can look for the video on YouTube that describes how to do that. Look for Community Care's Mental Health Response Training, Registration, and Initialization. Okay, so assuming you've already gotten that process started, you're going to begin by going on the desktop just like this. And in my case, I'm using an Apple computer. It doesn't matter if you're using a Windows-based PC computer, and I'm going to find my browser. In this case, it's Safari, but again, it doesn't matter. It could be Internet Explorer with the big blue E, Firefox, or any other product. As long as it gets me on the Internet, I'm a happy guy. Once I'm there, I'm going to go into my browser bar and highlight it, and I'm going to type in the following: sd75.bcln.ca. Now you notice two things. First of all, you notice that my computer already remembers that address. And the second thing that you noticed is that I didn't type in www in front. If I do, it'll redirect me there anyways, but it's faster if I don't. So you can see that that's the website, and I simply push enter. And it takes me to this screen. When I get there, you can see on the top left that there's an area for me to type in my username. In this case, my computer remembers it already, so I don't need to, and my password underneath. Once I've done that, I click Login. And then you'll see that my courses are listed right here. There's just one course, Community Care's Mental Health Response Training. If it doesn't look like this for some strange reason on your computer, don't worry. Look in the list of courses, and it could be under Riverside College, and click on Community Care's Mental Health Response Training. This is the course screen. This is where the magic happens, as they say. Some things I want to point out to you. At the very top is my contact information. So if something is confusing or isn't working the way you expected, give me a call or email me. If you give me a call on my cell phone number and you're in front of a computer, there's a good chance I can navigate through the problem with you right then and there. If not, I'll get back to you at an agreed upon time. Now, even though I've done this course before and I'm going back on multiple occasions, I still want to look at the top here to see whether there's anything new for me to check in this Community Care's news forum. And most times people have already received that information by email, but it's a quick thing for me to check on by simply clicking on the news forum. This is also a place where you can put information. So let's say that you know of a great new conference that's coming to the area, or of a link that you found someplace that's really excellent resource. You can simply enter it in the news forum and everybody will know about it. We don't want to do this too much because we don't want to fill people's mailboxes unnecessarily. But if you know of something that you think will be of great interest, by all means use it. And here are some links of general interest as well. But the actual course itself starts as we scroll down. And you can see that we begin with Module 1. Even though you're not required to start at Module 1, you can start at any module you want and go through them in any order you want. You can take as many or as few of the videos or of the modules as you'd like as well. But this is the typical format. You can see at the beginning is a bit of a course description, and then it says pre-assessment. And the course is laid out so that the order on the page is largely the order you'll use to complete the work. You can see that in each case it starts with the pre-assessment. The pre-assessment is a pre-test, and it doesn't count for marks, but we get you to do it for two reasons. One, we know that when people go through precognition, they learn more. We get them thinking about what they currently believe on the subject, in this case mental health, and that gets you able to start questioning what you believe. And the second reason we get people to do it is we want to be able to demonstrate at the end that the course has actually resulted in an increase in knowledge and skill by those who've taken it. So this isn't for marks, and you shouldn't be doing it after you've reviewed the material, only before. So you click on Module 1, Pre-Assessment, and you'll be asked to go to a screen. Now in this particular case, I've already done the quiz and it won't allow me to do it a second time. So if this quiz was available, it would simply say to me to click on it and begin my attempt. And I would answer the questions and then afterwards submit it. And once I've submitted it, it only allows me to submit that one time, so I can't go back and change my answers. Once I've finished, it will give me information telling me what my grade is. In this case, I purposely got a low grade, and it's 7 out of 20. Don't feel bad if you have a low grade. The idea is for us to increase our score on the final quiz, which has the exact same questions as the pre-assessment. Once I've done this, I put back to the course, and it takes me right back to the very first screen I was at. There it is. Now you'll notice on the right hand side that you can see these little boxes. Some of them have check marks in it, meaning that I have done that activity. Once I've done the activity, the check mark will be in there. Don't worry that it didn't come up on mine. Because I'm the editor of this course, it doesn't always do it on mine. Now that I've done the pre-assessment, I'm going to go down to the video lectures. Yes, I'm skipping the journaling blog for just a moment, and you'll see why in a second. The video lectures list the videos in the order you should watch them. And each of these is a link to YouTube that takes you directly to the video. You can see that the video link becomes live when I put my mouse over top of it. And you can see that the length of each video is listed below, and it tells you that so that you can judge whether or not you have time to watch that particular video. I simply click on the video, and it takes me to YouTube. Now I'm going to pause the video just for a second so that you don't have to hear my voice going over my voice. Once I get to this screen, I have a choice. I can watch the video in a small screen like this, or I can watch the video on a big screen by going over to the lower right and clicking, and it becomes a full screen video. Now I can watch the video. I simply click play. Hello and welcome to Community Care's Mental Health Response. And you can see that the lecture continues from that point. Now, when I'm getting to the end of the video, which I'll skip a bit here, you can see that it will offer you the opportunity. It will take you to the journal. In other words, it will tell you at the end significant detail in the 7 subsequent modules. Let's get started. What is mental illness? Take a moment and answer the following questions in your journal. If you have a partner, discuss what you wrote after. So I fast forwarded to where the end of the video is going to describe how to use the journal. Is mental illness? Take a moment and answer the following questions in your journal. If you have a partner, discuss what you wrote after you're done. And if you don't have a partner, spend the time looking at what others have written on their online blogs. You're going to take 5 minutes for the writing portion of this exercise and 5 minutes to either engage in a discussion or review what others have written. What does a mentally ill person look like based on your current knowledge and perceptions? So you'll notice that the video asks you to do the following things. It asks you to make a journal entry. It asks you to review other people's work or have a discussion if you happen to be working with a live partner. And it asks you to do this within a time limit. Now, it's asking you based on your prior knowledge. Sometimes it'll ask you based on things you've already learned, but normally it's asking you what your preconceptions are as a way of getting you to think about things before you begin. So after I've finished listening to the slides and listening to the video, it tells me that it wants me to make me a journal entry and I have to get out of this big screen. How do I do it? Most computers I simply push the escape button, but if that doesn't work, I go down to the same basic location where I went into full screen. I push exit full screen. It goes down like this, and this is important. I have to click my back bar, my back arrow, which looks like this on my computer but might be slightly different on yours, and it takes me right back to the screen where I was doing my work. Now I'm going to go and do my journaling blog. I go up here, I click on this link, and it says add a new topic. I add a new topic. In this case, I can name it after the question if I wish to, by simply saying, what does a mentally ill person look like? Or I could have put question 1, module 1, whatever works for you. And I'm going to put in my answer. In this case, I'm going to keep it much more concise than I probably would expect from you. Now, I'm not going to put very much into this one, but I would hope that you would put a basic paragraph in here. After you've done that entry, you don't want to change this setting or this down here, because if you did that, you'd be giving people way more email than they possibly will want. But you do have the option, let's say you chose to do your work on a WordPerfect or a Word type program and add it in here later on. You could do that, or let's say you have a really great image or other file you want to add, you can drag and drop it, or you can click Add and go through your files list. Most people won't do that, but that is your option. Once you've finished, you post it to the forum. And you can see that it quickly tells you have 30 minutes to edit it if you want to. Now, most of the time you won't want to edit it, but let's say you did. Let's say I want to get rid of what I just put up there. I'm in this particular case going to click Delete instead of Edit, and I'm going to push Continue, and it'll be gone. Let's say I wanted to actually edit. This is one I did before. I click Edit, and I can go up. Comes up to where I was, and I can just say something like, so I make my extra point there, and I go back and simply say Save Changes. It says my post was updated, and I normally don't have to tell it to continue. It'll automatically do that. I'm going to go back to where it says Community Cares Journal Forum on the left here, and you can see all of everybody else's entries. Now I have to make 4 entries per module. Now that's not for the entire course, that's per module. I don't have to make new ones every time. I could review other people's and simply respond to them. The computer will count those as entries. So if you're engaging in this course, particularly if you're with a group of colleagues or friends, then by all means engage in discussion using the forum. It'll be better for everybody in terms of reading it, and will also be interesting. Okay? Now, I've finished doing my journal entry and I want to watch Module 2. I simply go onto this left-hand side of the page and I click on Module 2. It will take me to YouTube. I watch my video. After I watch my video, I click back, and there I am in the blog. I keep on doing that sort of ping-pong back and forth till I come to my last module, my last video in the module, I should say. I finished doing that, I've watched it, and I've done my journal entry. I click on Module 1, Post Assessment. Now this is where I have the chance to do my final quiz. And again, I've already done it. Once you get here, you can just simply follow the instructions, but you'll be asked to go through the exact same process as you did at the pre-assessment. This time when you're done, you'll be given not only your score, but you'll be told what was right, what was wrong. And don't forget, I really need you to answer questions 21 and 22 thoughtfully. Click back to the course, and there you are. You're back at the course. I scroll down, and I automatically come to the end of my course here. Course evaluation is what's left for me to do, and a course evaluation is basically in the same format as a quiz. We ask you to do the course evaluation twice when you do this program. Once after you've completed your first module, and again after you completed whatever you consider to be your last module. Some people will go through all 8, others will choose just 3 or 4. And we really want to make sure this course is as educational and accessible as possible. So your course evaluation information is very important to us. Now the only difference between Module 1 and Module 2 and most of the others is that not only are there videos and post-assessments and all the other things you become accustomed to, but there are also links. In this particular case, there are articles of online media, there's community resource guide, and after you've checked these done these things, you'll see that the checkbox will be initialized as well, and that information will automatically indicate that you have gone to the site and done that function. Well, that's it. We hope that you find the course exceptionally educational and that you enjoy your time taking it. Please feel free to share information about the course to others and direct them to the video that shows how to register and initialize the program. If you have any questions at all, again, contact me at 604-897-0239 or by using the email address bootstrapconsulting@shaw.ca. Thanks again.